Page, and our assignment is the ThingLink important documents. So open that. And this is what we looked at yesterday. Don't click the link yet. Okay? So, Constitution is one of the most important documents in U.S. history. And it could actually, I could say, in the history of the world, because it is a very important document. And I'm just going to take an asterisk just to kind of take care of this. And if you're thinking this, it's okay, because there were some people in my second hour that got really confused. The Declaration of Independence is not the same thing as the Constitution. Those are two separate documents. The Declaration of Independence was just, we're declaring our independence. Here you go, King. This is what we think. We don't like you. Here's all the reasons why. Constitution establishes our country and our government. Actually, not our country, but it establishes the way our government is going to work. So does that make sense, everyone? If you were confused about that, two separate documents. The Declaration is just like, hey, this is an awesome document. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really have any real impact in our government. Constitution sets up our country and sets up our government. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay. Just in case anybody was confused, because there were people in second hour. To complete this project, you will research, analyze, investigate this document, the Constitution, to report the significance of the document to the history of the country. So we'll go to ThingLink in just a second, and you'll need to create an account, and then we'll do the little join code thing. So here's what you're doing. The first thing you're going to have to do is find an image of the Constitution, a big one. I don't care what that image is. It can actually be the Constitution. It can be something that has a little bit of the Constitution and the flag. It can have anything at all that is associated with the Constitution. Then to begin the assignment, you will look at these requirements, and we're going to talk about these before we go to the ThingLink. A link to a biography of one of the person important to the creation of the document. Do not use Wikipedia. And hint, I will be really shocked, because there's so many important people in the Constitution, if everybody picks the same person. And not just everybody in fifth hour, but everybody in second hour. So there's a lot of people that had an important role in the Constitution. So please don't pick everybody, and please don't all pick the same website. An audio or video link about your document. You are not creating an audio or video link. You are not writing a biography. You are finding these links on the internet. So it's a YouTube video, a song. Those of you that have any of the from YouTube, iTunes, Hamilton, you got anything about a song about the Constitution, that can go in there. An image link, which is a picture about the document with explanation. So the image can be any image. It can be a painting of the people at the Constitutional Convention. It can be a picture of Independence Hall. It can be a current picture of the actual Constitution and all the people that signed it in the National Archives. It can be anything, but make sure it has an explanation of what this is and why you chose that. And then the next one is choose an important sentence, phrase, or paragraph from the Constitution to explain why it's important to history. Again, document's really long. If everybody chooses the same one, I will be, again, very surprised. So you choose any part of the Constitution and explain why it's important to U.S. history. For instance, if you choose the phrase that representatives must be 25 years old. Why is that important? Because it's important that our country recognizes that to be a representative government, you have to have young people as well as old people. Don't use that one because that's a bad example, but something like that. And then the last two, those of you, again, that are trying, and then a link to a Google Map link from where the document was written. The last two, for those of you still who have not ever had me before, wondering how in the world does Mrs. Norris grade, the last two things are what I grade. When I ask you to write something about what you think or some kind of contextual, like what's going on, that's what I read. And that's where the biggest part of your grade is going to come from. So you've got to create two text boxes. The first one, just who, what, when, where, why. Make sure that your responses are in complete sentences. They don't have to be long sentences because where the document was created is a very simple sentence where they were at. But then the last one is the most important. Why is this document so important to U.S. history? That should be thoughtful. You should make sure that you are thinking about this analytically, not just what we say very simply because it sets up our government. Okay, great. But why is it so important? Why is this Constitution something that we hold so dear? For those of you that, if you don't know, when and if you ever are elected president, you take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution. If any of you join the military, you don't take an oath to protect our country. You take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. You don't take an oath to the flag. You don't take an oath to the country. You take your oath to the Constitution, and that's really important. So now let's move over to ThingLink. And when you get there, that is your join code. That's a 5. And if you can't see that from the back of the room, you might need to get your eyes checked. I will blow it up a little bit. There you go. Is that a little bit better? Oh, when I blow it up, you can't see the whole thing. Okay. It's U5LUB. That's a B. And then when you get there, just hold the phone because I'm going to show you what we are creating. And what? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you have to create an account and log in with your. You have to hit create an account, and then log in with Google. And that should take you and fill it all out, and then it'll ask you a join code. Everybody. What?
Sign up for free.
Yeah, I think it will. Yeah, sign up for free, but then you're going to get this join code. What else is it asking you? What part? Yes, allow.
Is that LU?
Yeah. Just click it.
Yeah.
Sign with Google.
Should I just press start?
Let's start. Click and subscribe to that newsletter. And there's your invite. Okay. All right, are we all there?
No.
Slowly. If it asks you, you're a student. I don't know all the different ways that this thing. But once you get there, I'll click back if you still need the join code. But here's what I want you to look at. I gotta go back to me. So this is what we're dealing with. This is what you'll be making. So if you see all these crazy little icons, when you click these, like this is my Google map, that's a YouTube video, there's a little blurb, what's this one? There's a picture. So these things allow you to create and put all these little links on there. So if you go, again, Let me see. Hold on. If we go here, once you get an image uploaded, and stay up here with me for just a second so that you can see what these, you'll add a tag and you click that, add text and media for that, or if you're doing the text box, add this, and then it becomes very simple. I'm going to pretend like I'm doing a YouTube video. Let me find. So you'll click that. You can make it any color, put the title, make sure, and if you're going to use a YouTube video, just put whatever the name of it is, Constitution, and then YouTube video describing the writing of the Constitution. And thankfully it has spell check because I can't. Describing. And then I would copy and paste a YouTube video in here.
First
Don't
of
stop.
many.
Stop talking. Don't listen to that voice. So copy, then come back. And then make sure you hit done. And then when I click this open, it'll take me to the YouTube video. It should. Yeah, but don't talk, lady. Okay, so that would be how you would do that one. And adding, and you can, once you get these tags here, you can move them anywhere you want. They go everywhere. This one, what did I do for this one? There's my map. So that little icon is my map. You start this from this part where it says, well, share is a different one. Don't anyone turn it in before we go through that. So you start with create and you're going to upload an image. So the first thing you need to do is go find an image of the Constitution, and then you would upload that Constitution and it goes here. And you want to make sure that you get a big one, and then you hit that edit button and then you start going. Now this is a different one because this one's old. All right, does that make sense? It's something that you got to play around for a little bit. I'll be glad to come around and help you figure any of those out. We'll work on this in class Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that's what we'll do in class. So today, if you just want to play around with it, figure what everything is at. It's due on Friday, but Friday we'll start something else. So you won't have class time on Friday to work on it. So we've got 3 days to work on that in class. And if you've got any questions, let me go back to that join code for those of you still looking for the join code. It's that in the yellow, okay? All right? It's one of those things you just got to play around with for a little bit and make sure. The important part is, let me go back. When you are editing, maybe it'll show up. So when you edit, when you go back to edit, this will be where you'll add those text boxes that you have to fill out. So this will be where you will put, and again, changing the icons, you can change all of them to be anything that you want, what you want them to look like. And then when you've done that, you just go in the text box and then just start typing. So there's 2 things that you have to create. It's the who, what, when, where, and why, and how. And again, you can make that one text box or one for each one of those. And then that last part, why this document is important. And then the third one is what part of the Constitution that you pick out as something that you think is important, a part of the judiciary system or part of the preamble or any of those things. Alex, was that what you needed, the join code? Okay. All right, so it's a pretty easy thing to use once you start figuring out what parts are what. And again, make sure that you're copying links into that. And I think it has an automatic save. I'm not sure that you actually have to save it. I don't know if Okay. Questions about any of that? Okay. Yes.
I still need the code.
Oh, you still need the code. Okay. I had it. Hang on. Let me go back. It's right there.
What does it say?
U5LUBH. And when I say an image, again, that can be any kind of image. You do want to explain to me what the image is, and your background for it can actually be the Constitution itself or something else. All right? Are we good? And if you have questions, I'll come around and help you. But it is one of those things to just kind of start using. Sage, did you get in? Okay. Check and see if everybody's in there first.